We're talking special. We're talking special. Talking, talking special. What's up, guys? This is the Talking Special podcast. That was some bullshit that me and Richie just came up with. He helped me out beforehand. He did have a part in that, so let's give him a round of
Yeah, we're
applause for
still
Richie.
still
Round of
yeah, we're
applause for
still
Richie. Give everybody give a round of applause to Richie.
give me that applause, man. Throw me the golden tomato.
Give him the golden tomato, the fat egg that everybody's
I need
talking
the
about.
fat egg with the tomato in it. The tomato egg.
The tomato egg. All right, so we got some sponsors. Do you want to start off the sponsors today, Richie, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can start off the sponsors. I'll do a couple. Adult egg. If you can't guess what that is right off the top of your dome, I guess you're not sophisticated enough.
For that tomato.
Reverse mirror. Anxiety be gone. So about all I have for right now. What you got for our sponsors?
Black people.
Oh
They out
yeah,
there. They out there hard. And I'm not saying, for any reasons. They just out there and that's fine. And everybody should accept that. That's our sponsors
yeah,
for today.
man,
All right, Richie.
awesome.
So, well, it's a serious topic and it is awesome. I hope you feel that way, Richie. From the
Oh
tone of
yeah,
your,
for
your
sure,
voice,
dude.
you sound a little sarcastic, bro, and it was throwing me off because me, I love my Afro Americans
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Nothing sarcastic about it.
because it sounds like sarcasm.
Nah, bro.
You sure you're not
I
a
love
racist
the.
piece of shit? Are you
No,
sure
dude,
you're
I
not a
love the.
racist piece?
Bro, I love the double XL games.
What the fuck are the? All right, what is that?
Oh, dude, you're gonna
Because
have to
like
pull
that, I
up a
might not
clip.
even. Might have to pull up a clip. All right, let's see what the double.
Literally look up the double XL games, and it should be like the first video.
Is it a clip on YouTube?
Yeah, it's a clip. Yeah, it's a clip on YouTube.
All right, guys. I guess we're watching a clip. Our first clip of the day. We're getting
Yeah,
right into
man.
it. Has nothing to
Double
do with the
XL
title.
games. Nah.
Oh, this is a May I love it. Hold on. I can't hear shit. That's because it's muted.
X Games, but way bigger. Buckle the fuck up, nigga. One night, one arena, one mission. Defy gravity, defy logic, and look fly doing it. Fireworks blast off, and here come the legend himself. Evil Kaniga. Fat, fearless, federally unlicensed. His rhinestone leather jumpsuit stretched to his final form. No helmet, he got his safety boots back. Oh my
That
god,
one
this nigga
fucking
crazy.
caught me off
Let the
guard,
games
bro.
begin. Motocross, these big boys lifting off like space XL rockets, the suspension screaming like y'all really let him do this. Skateboarding, wheels reinforced with fat nigga tech. This nigga's trick just sent gravity into existential
About to be the
crisis.
new thing.
OMG, he did a 1080 and blew out my lash extensions.
Fuck
Then we
that's
hit the
cool,
thick
guys.
drifters Grand Prix. Niggas pulling up in go-karts with Hellcat growls and neck pillow interiors. This dude drifted so hard he ended up in the future, saw himself win and
All right, we can't watch all this. That's pretty great though.
No,
That's
dude,
pretty great.
that's just a little taste of the double XL games, bro. It's like my favorite thing.
Dude. Yo, tell everybody
Woo!
about what happened last week, or it was not last week.
Oh
It was
wait,
like
no,
two
you were
two
I
days ago.
remember you were saying you had something juicy about work too. What's up with that?
Well, dude, my hold on. It's gonna sound real gay if I fucking say my shit. I probably should say my
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Hold on, I
Okay,
probably should say my
okay.
shit first. Hold on. All right, so yeah,
Okay.
mine is nothing compared to his work news. My work news was okay. I was in a forklift and I ran over a water hose on accident, and it's not a hose. It's it's like a pipe sticking out of the ground. I ran over it, and they had to fucking. It took like half the day to figure out how to fix it and like turn. We had to find the water valve, and it wouldn't cut off for like 2 hours. So it was a shit show, but it's nothing like the shit show you had to endure, bro. Back to
Oh
you.
God, man. Oh
Back to
God.
you.
All right, Special Forces unit. A lot of the things that I'm about to say, mind you, I am not a racist man. I don't.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a wild way to start. Let's just say this. Let's just say this. We don't have to. Okay, the people we're about to talk about may or may not be under legal. You know, they might be under legal investigation right now. So we don't know what's
Yeah,
going on. It's some sort of. We don't know what if they're going to go forward with this. We're just telling you what we know, and we're not going to
yeah.
get anybody's information. So these are all just allegedly, but baby, is it a big alleged? It's like alleged that like it's alleged that you want to jump off, bro. I'm telling you this right here. This is a big allegedly. This
Oh
is a
yeah,
big one
dude.
that you would want to dive so far deep into. It's a big alleged.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
All right, Richie, let's just hear what you said, bro.
Okay. So I work at a local mom and pop Japanese restaurant in town. I've worked there on and off since I was about like 19, I would say. Um, Never really stayed there for longer than about like a year and then moved on. But I show up for my shift and I'm just taking care of all the backed up dishes pretty much, because it's always something at the place that I work at. But
Yeah.
I had remembered, dude, I had to leave my phone number for my boss because he keeps texting me from a text now number, even though I've already given him my phone number. So I went in there to do that. And like, dude, seriously, like if the drawer wouldn't have been opened, I wouldn't I wouldn't have opened it. But it caught my eye just because, like it was interesting. And
It was
I put
interesting.
my phone number down and I look at this picture and it really catches me off guard. Cause like when I first saw the picture, dude, until I like opened the drawer, I thought it was just like some shirtless guy, you know? But
Yeah.
I opened the drawer, dude, and pretty sure I found a picture of a naked person who is under the age. Like like a completely naked picture, like no clothes on, like just a picture of a boy. And it just really fucking freaked me out, dude, because like it's kind of hard to it'd be like kind of weird. Oh, dude, I know it's a kid. I can tell. You know what I mean? But like there was no like kind of signs of like puberty. Like the kid didn't have like facial hair or really any body hair at all. And he just didn't look like a man. You know what I mean? Like he looked like he had to have been like I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not really good with this shit, but like 16 maybe. And like I said, dude, but I could tell that it wasn't a grown person in the picture, and it freaked me out. And I just put the picture back, and I shut the drawer, and I called y'all.
What type of picture was it? Was it like a printed out picture or one taken?
No, it seemed like it could have possibly been taken on like a cell phone or something, and then like you can go to CVS or go to Walmart and get those like made into physical copies. You know what I'm talking about?
So it was actual physical copies and not like printouts.
No, like it didn't look like a Kodak or anything like that. Like it didn't even have a timestamp on it. Like how like old school photos they used to have like the timestamp of the date that the photo was taken on.
Yeah, that's wild,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, dude, and I don't really know like I said, I didn't really know what to do. It freaked me out so bad because, I don't really like getting too deep with my personal life on the podcast, but if, for people out there who are listening who don't know, I had some stuff happen to me when I was a kid, and it really like changed the way that I perceive the world. So I take that shit very seriously. Like, it's not something to be joked about. Like, like, obviously don't go on the crazy, like, QAnon level of stuff like that. But I just, there's a lot of things that are being hidden from us about, like, dude, I'm not saying that every single person who holds a position of power is a closeted pedophile, but there's some damning evidence against a lot of people in the government and just in high life, whether they're government officials, celebrities, political people that are famous, like for reporting or something. Like, you wouldn't think that all the threads connect like they do, and it's honestly really scary, man.
So on that fucking depressing note, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, that threw me off.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So I'm dying, guys. Still, I have lung problems still. On that serious note, we're gonna be talking about a lot of conspiracies this episode.
Oh yeah,
Specifically,
man.
I think in Texas, like mainly in Texas. Is that Simon guy in Texas too?
I don't know, dude. There's not really too much information I was able to find about the author of this book. Like, I don't know whether it's like his first book or he's just like.
But was there any like validity to like specifically on not that one, the Dean Coral murders?
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so like
So
I
what was
said,
that was in Pasadena. No, Houston, Texas. All right, so
yeah,
I'm
Houston, Texas.
I'm gonna let you go with this, bro, because you know what you're
Okay,
talking about
so
on this topic specifically.
yeah, dude. I'm kind of, unfortunately, I got the same disease that my mother had. I'm super obsessed with true crime documentaries, true crime YouTube videos. Like, if anything that, like, you can spot out a stupid, baseless conspiracy theory, dude, if you want to. Like, there's plenty of them out there. Like, anything that Alex Jones probably says, probably take with a grain of salt. But
Well, actually,
anyway,
he actually knew about the Epstein files before
yeah,
anybody
that's
else.
true. No, yeah, that's true. But okay, so to start this off, because we are talking about Dean Coral, but I'm going to mention this just for the sake so it doesn't sound confusing when I keep talking about this network called the Odyssey Foundation, which weird name, but so we all know, even if you're not a true crime buff and you're someone who just generally doesn't pay attention to that type of stuff, I guarantee you that we all know who John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown guy, is. Like, he's literally one of the most infamous serial killers ever. So when he was arrested by the police, one of the very first things that he said to the police was, "Have you arrested my associates?" And he basically, in his interrogation, dude, he basically described himself as being part of this organization called Odyssey that basically ran a nationwide child sex trafficking ring and snuff film ring, which, people think that, there are some people out there who think that snuff films aren't real. They are, and they've been doing it since cameras were able to record video. You can guarantee that, because they linked what Gacy was talking about to another case that was going on called the Houston mass murders, which up until that point was the largest It was the largest mass murders before Gacy, and I believe 3 or 4 of those victims were tied to Dean Corll. Like they were, it was proven that like he was the guy who killed these boys, but they didn't have enough substantiated evidence for him to be linked to any of the other murders, which then comes into this whole thing that I'm talking about there being a group. So, hold on, guys.
Richie. 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 Richie, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I wasn't added in.
My bad, dude. I was saying the
Nah.
wrong thing like an idiot.
Nah, okay. So I didn't really get too far after that little technical difficulty thing happened. Okay,
All right,
so
yeah. Here's the website.
so
Talk
the
about
thing,
the Odyssey Foundation real quick, and then we'll go into John Wayne Gacy.
yeah, okay. So this I don't see that website, dude. I don't know if that's the same Odyssey Foundation because the network thing has been under so many different names. So like that could be it. But anyway, so there were these murders going around in Houston, Texas when my dad was growing up, and Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine that because dude, like back in the day, man, a serial killer wasn't really like a term that was used a lot. It wasn't even a term like when my dad was a kid when all of these murders were happening. He didn't even know what a serial killer was. Like that wasn't like a word that was used in people's vocabulary like it is today. But so these kids, a lot of them were newspaper boys, and for any of y'all who don't know what that is. Back in the day, there used to be paper boys. They'd pay little kids to throw you right on their bicycle.
That, dude. We don't have to say that. That's redundant. You fucktards know what that is.
But
if you don't,
most
get
of these
off of our podcast, dude. You got.
I was about to say, dude. God, if you don't know what a paper boy is, man, go get educated.
Yeah.
But anywho, most of these boys were paper boys. So the theory is that well, it's not really more of a theory. Like there's a lot of evidence to back this up. It's just the government doesn't really want to admit it because, like, understandably so, at the time that all of this shit was going on, bro, it was kind of seen as the QAnon of its day. If that makes sense, like, nobody in the 70s could possibly believe that there was like an international ring of pedophiles that were kidnapping and killing their kids. Like, nobody just wanted to think that that was true. But like I was saying, 3 or 4 of these victims were linked to Dean Corll, and oh my god, dude, this Dean Corll guy, he's one of the most fucked up serial killer dudes that I've ever heard of, man. So his shtick was he was like, he was at the time just a chomo. Like, he was just a chomo molesting kids, like, people making complaints about him. But back in the day, they didn't call him a pedophile. They just said he was gay, which is not the same thing at all. But he started molesting these 2 boys, and for some whatever reason, we'll never know. Like, he never killed these 2, but he hired them essentially to go find these boys and bring them back to him, where he did whatever he wanted to with them before he killed them, and he would pay them $200 per kid that they would bring him, depending on, or it's like stated, he would give us more money if the kid was like more attractive. So, like, but baseline, bring me a kid to torture, I'll give you $200. And
Jeez.
this went on until one night when he was bringing Corll another victim, and he brought a girl with him, like, because she was just like some troubled teenager that, like, her dad was being shitty or abusive or whatever, and he just brought her along with him to Corll's house. And mind you, in the official record of this story, they were going there to have a paint sniffing party. So just going to pedophiles' houses and huffing paint. And so I guess that was what you did back in the 70s. But
Dude, that and fucking, selling your soul to fucking Led Zeppelin, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like, dude, there's so many people that got corrupted by that damn monolith that they had. But
What damn monolith, Richie?
Dude, the monolith from the Led Zeppelin album. One of their album covers has like this weird, like, ominous black, like, stones or statue thing on the table, and it was called the Monolith, and they sold it as a collectible item in like 500 issues of the original record. And if you have one now, dude, they're worth like a fuck ton of money. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know about that shit. That's sick.
But yeah, back to gross asshole serial killer pedophile guy, Dean Corll. But so they were huffing paint.
We're gonna transition to right here. And you're talking, all this stuff is from the book, the Simon Dovey, Eye of the Chicken Eye.
Eye of the Chicken Hawk by Simon Dovey. This book, dude, literally, like, he's a conspiracy theorist, if that makes sense. Like all of your baseline dudes who like believe in QAnon and all that stupid shit, like all those like, stupid shit like about 9/11 that's obviously not true. He's the guy that's like, okay, well, you guys are playing with all this dumb shit. I'm going to do like some actual investigative reporting into this, like, instead of y'all just being
9/11 was an inside job.
Oh no, dude, but he's talking about, like, what I meant by that is there's some people who believe certain small theories about 9/11 that literally have been disproven time and time again, even though there's certain. Sure. Anywho, so they were all huffing paint, being delinquents and stuff, and he used What the hell is that stuff called, dude? It's in every fucking movie. You pour it on a cloth and you put it over someone's face to knock them out. What is that shit called?
Fuck.
Chloroform. Yeah, he used chloroform and knocked all the kids out. So there's 2 boys and 1 girl in the house with this guy. And when the boy, the guy who he's paying to bring him all these kids, he wakes up tied to a chair. They're all tied up to separate chairs, and he figures it out. He's like, oh fuck, he's gonna kill all of us. And somehow he was able to convince Coral to let him go, and as soon as Coral had his back turned, the kid picked up his gun and shot him multiple times and killed him.
Damn.
And so that happened. The other 2 kids went home, and the guy who shot him called the cops. And this is how this whole thing got started. Like everything that I'm going to be talking about for like the next 15 minutes, it all starts with Coral. Like it did start with Gacy too, but like once I start diving into the like real deep rabbit hole shit, it pretty much started with Coral's death and them finding out all of the bodies that he had buried all over Houston, Texas, because what Coral told the main boy that he used to hire to find these other kids and kill them and shit, that he was part of a network that bought, sold, killed, and filmed these boys. Like it was a big group of people, like tens of thousands of people like were in on this thing.
Yeah.
So like I said, they were able to link 3 or 4 of the murders to the Houston murders, but they weren't able to link them to all of them. And there are still some of that murders that to this day are currently unsolved. Like they don't know who did it, unfortunately, even though it probably most likely was Coral. Like not to say like, you know, when I start talking about this, like it could possibly be other people, but I'm going to say on a 50 to 60% chance that most of those unsolved cases were victims of Dean Coral. So they raid his house after they go look for all the bodies. They find all the bodies and it's a big fucking media spectacle, and they start going around his house and they break open this safe he had, which is full of these little pink index cards. And there's one on the top with the name John Normand on it. So they're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what's up with this guy? Because all the other index cards have names of boys, how old they are, what their weight is, what their height is, and what their ethnicity is. Like basically like just a general description of what this person is without like looking at a picture of them. So they go
on a card though, right?
No. So they go to John Norman's house, and Lord have mercy, dude, they found fucking, you know, this is before the internet. So if you were a pedophile, like you had just pictures, like you had pictures in your house. Like that was the only way to do that fucked up shit back then, was like, it's kind of like a fucked up fucking club of tape traders, you know what I mean? Like instead of it being like, oh hey dude, here's my Metallica album, hey dude, check out this new movie with that Norwegian boy.
Yeah, that was what was popular back in the day.
I guess so, man. So
especially in
they
Texas.
so they go to this guy's house and start questioning him about Coral, and he immediately starts freaking the fuck out, dude. Like, because the cops could tell, like, he's like, okay, if he's not in on this, he knows something that he's not telling us. So they raid his house and find 50,000 or over 50,000 more of these little pink index cards. And again, half of them were
it's always on an index card with all the descriptions. That's what I
yeah. Okay, so the difference between his stash of cards were half of them were boys and half of them, according to the people who destroyed this evidence it had some names of very high-ranking government people, not just in Texas, but all over the United States, who
you know the Gacy files more than anything else. Why don't you tell everybody what the first thing Gacy said whenever he was arrested?
Oh yeah. He mentioned, did you get my associates? Meaning, like, there was more than one Gacy. Like, there was a group of Gacy's. And fun fact
let's talk
about
that real quick. Let's talk about
okay, yeah.
Let's talk about the connections. What's the fun fact real quick though?
Okay, so the fun fact / possible connection, because even the parts that I was looking at in the book, like, he can't really prove that this connects, but it's just a too wacky of a coincidence to kind of toss into thin air. So Gacy had 12 set of keys for his house, all identical copies of the same set, 12 identical sets of one pair of keys. That is 11 more sets of keys than you need to have for your house.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Like, even having, like, okay, so he's married. Okay, maybe his wife has a set of keys and he had children. Maybe they had a set of keys. Okay, you can throw that out into thin air, but 12 sets of identical keys. Why would anybody have that? Like, there's no logical reason for that besides you're having people come to your house that you don't want your family knowing about, per se.
Yeah.
So
So I feel like all of that basically confirms, like, you can say what you want and say that, like, maybe he was working by himself, but even you said, like, earlier when we were talking, you were saying that, like, the crawl space was like,
oh yes, the crawl space thing, dude. Okay. Take one look at Gacy, and like I said, if you don't know who John Wayne Gacy is, you ain't got to get out of the podcast, but leave real quick, look him up. Look how big this guy is. And then look up the blueprints for John Wayne Gacy's house. And if you really want to go the extra mile like I did, I don't suggest pulling up the video for reference, dude. It is so shittily recorded, but there is one known footage of the excavation of the crawl space where, like, you can literally, like, kind of, the video is very poor quality. It's from the fucking 70s. So, but, like, you get a good look at what this crawl space looks like, and it raises a very serious question. How was a man as tall and as fat as John Wayne Gacy not only be able to maneuver himself inside that crawl space, but maneuvering a full-grown male corpse? Because remember, all of his victims were males. So, like, and, you know, we all know what dead weight is. So, like, I'm pretty sure a dead body is, like, the deadest of dead weight. So, like, it's very hard for me, at least, to believe that he got those bodies in there by himself. Like, he had to have somebody help him, or he didn't put the bodies in the crawl space, because this book kind of refers to Gacy as kind of the fall guy. So there is at least one completely confirmed, like, there's evidence of it. There's one completely confirmed murder of Gacy's where he is not in the state. He is not where that kid got killed in. It's proven that he's not there, but his body was in Gacy's crawl space. Can you explain that? How did he do that? What is he, some type of fucking CIA Stranger Things monster who can teleport or something?
Yeah, that's almost obvious evidence as well.
Yeah, and see, but, you know, like I said, the official story of Gacy is that he acted alone. That is the official thing that all of the cops go with. But when you really start just looking
like
at
the
these
official report of freaking Epstein right now, the official report from fucking Kash Patel, even though it's still an open investigation,
God.
we believe that he killed himself. We believe, he acted alone.
Yeah, not oh no, not Kash Patel. God damn. Bro, why does his name Dude, his name sounds like a fucking Mortal Kombat character that always loses the fight.
Well, dude, whenever I first heard like Elon Musk talking about him, dude, I was like, he would be like, yeah, Cash, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He's new. He's only been here for about 30 days, so he hasn't had much time. But Cash, he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. He's Cash.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
That's that's what Elon was sounding like, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. He was fucking man. Elon's been losing it ever since he bought fucking Twitter or X or whatever the fuck they're gonna end up calling it in another year. They're gonna change it again,
Well, he
guaranteed.
announced it on the last podcast, but he went back and said that Trump, like, he said that everything he said in the past was a mistake, and he deleted all of his texts. So he went back on everything that he said.
Yeah, bro. He's not riding Trump's dick anymore.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, Tesla's not gonna without Trump's funding, dude. How is he ever gonna make it to Mars?
Well, it wasn't Trump's funding, dude. Honestly,
No, I know, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
fucking joking.
nah, for sure. That's wild.
Yeah, dude, for real. Okay, so, oh god, this shit just gets more darker and depressing the more I keep getting into these details, dude. Because I've watched an unhealthy amount of YouTube videos talking about this. There is a very good video by Flesh Simulator about this where the dude's just better at talking. Like he's better at talking about it like in a video format than I would be, like, without stuttering or something. But anywho, so John Norman's index cards get found, and the police, they don't call the FBI. They don't call the CIA. It's just local police dealing with these index cards. And my theory is that one of the police officers, dude, he saw some people to where if it was found that they were involved in something like this, some shit would go down because they burned all the index cards. They're gone. They've been gone for
Why did they burn them though?
Dude, who knows? Who knows, man? It's just like, hell, I'm pretty sure if a government conspiracy gets found out and the government's still trying to keep it hidden, I'm sure they're fucking putting all those documents in the paper shredder or putting them in a burn barrel or something.
Epstein files.
Oh no, they're all gone. Where are they?
Yeah, bro. Epstein. We're pretty sure it's an open and closed book, bro. Open and closed case. He killed himself.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
Well, let's get off this topic and let's switch to something else.
Yeah, dude, because I'm not gonna lie, for anybody who's still
Yeah, you're
listening, who God damn it. Hold on. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, sorry. No, it was
Okay,
me.
no.
No, it was me.
Okay, there we go.
I was ear raping the people, not you.
No, okay, no, I went to another screen accidentally. But yeah, dude, I'ma be completely honest. Go, if anybody out there is interested to hear more about what I was talking about, but don't have to listen to my dumbass talk about it. Go watch the Flesh
Yeah, sorry.
Go watch the Flesh Simulator video, or if you want to look at the book that we were pulling up as a reference, go to Internet Archive. You'll be able to find it there and read it for free, or actually pay for the book and support this guy. So, those are your options.
Simon Dovey, and the book is Eye of the Chicken Hawk.
Yes, it's I'm only like 45 pages into this thing, dude, and I'm not going to lie. I have to keep putting it down, dude, because it's disgusting. It's honestly like, dude, there was some of the shit that I was reading in there, dude, where it literally made me almost want to go throw up. Like, it's just, oh, God. The fact that shit is real and that nobody is doing anything about it and they're just chalking it up to, oh, this is just a theory. There's no way there's an international group of pedophiles that are kidnapping your children, buying and selling them to other pedophiles and recording all the horrible things that happen to them. Oh, no, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
Like the thing that the special forces unit needs to understand about pedophiles is, unfortunately, they are very smart at hiding them. So we have to find them, and we have to do what they did in that Mel Gibson movie about that guy with the long hair.
Which movie was that? Cut his head off?
Nah, fucking dude, nail him up to a fucking cross.
Oh yeah, nail him up to a fucking cross. That's the way we do it.
That's what you got to do, man. If you find out someone in your neighborhood is on some fucking pedo shit, don't even wait on the cops.
I thought you were talking about fucking Braveheart, where at the end he gets his head chopped off. William Wallace.
Oh yeah, dude, that shit. I haven't seen that movie
so
in ages.
on some better topics. I mean, not better topics. I guess different topics. We're gonna talk about the Black-Eyed Children.
Ooh, yeah, this
So-
is something that I've actually been wanting to hear you talk about because you know more about this than I do.
So yeah, so there was this one report that happened specifically. Let me see, which one was this? I gotta talk about the
Excuse
one.
Gotta talk about the one.
Gotta talk about the one. All right, I guess I'll talk about these, but there is one in particular about this. I think this might be it.
All right.
I think this might be it. Brian Bethel, a Texas reporter who shared 2 alleged encounters in 1996 on a ghost-related mailing list. Okay, so this might be it. There is a report of a guy basically driving down the road, and he was basically driving down the road, and there is a kid on the side of the road, like 5 or 6. And he pulled over because it flagged him down, and it was asking him to take him to the store up the road, and he
I love how you
he
keep
basi-
saying it.
yeah, dude, because here's the thing, it kept like trying to get him to take him somewhere, and at the end, like, the guy basically, he kept feeling like he needed to help it, but like something told him not to. But then, like, he eventually said, sorry, I can't take you there. No, I'm getting this all fucking mixed up. This is what happened. There was 2 kids that came up to there was one kid that came up to this guy's car and asked him to take him to go see this movie, and it was Mortal Kombat that came out at the time. And the guy was basically like, it's already a certain time. It's halfway over. You wouldn't be able to watch most of it anyways. It's halfway over. And he was making, well, can you take me up here? Can you take me up there? And he eventually was like, why do you want me to, like, nah, I'm not doing this. And he eventually started driving away, and it started chasing after him. And when he looked back, it had black eyes. And the thing that it said as he was leaving was, it kept saying as he was leaving was, I can't come in unless you say I can, unless you give me permission. And so that was something that stuck with that dude. And then another report that was like because there's I think there was 2 alleged encounters in 1996. It was the same year, but it was like a different year or a different area, like 4 hours away in Texas. And this woman said that these 2 kids walked up to her door and just asked her, walked up to her house and asked to use the phone, and basically they kept making up excuses to get in the house, and she wouldn't let them in. And then once she saw their eyes, she basically just closed the door, and like they knocked on the door for like ever, and then they just eventually disappeared. She looked outside and there was nobody there. And so that's just two instances in 1996. but there's multiple different instances throughout all of, like North America, but specifically in Texas, they have the most, bro. That and this
Huh.
thing called lechuza, which is even creepier. You guys have heard of El Chupacabra, but
Oh yeah.
lechuza is something different, bro. This is actually a little bit more well known because the thing is there was multiple sightings from police officers and civilians alike and reporters. There was a whole bunch of people seeing the same shit, and they saw a large bird with feet like a rabbit or a dog and hair and the face of a woman. And so what they might have saw
Damn.
was something like this, which was an owl, but it looked more like this in the middle and more like that to the
Huh.
right. And that's what they said they saw. But the thing is, there's no attacks or anything like that. They just saw it, and there was a couple of people that were even trying to try and get enough announcements out there to like kill it. There was a reward to kill it. Yeah, there was a reward, like a $10,000 bounty for anybody that could kill the thing. And
Yeah,
so,
fucking $10,000 bounty on El Chupacabra's fucking sick ass cousin.
yeah, sick ass cousin, dude. I'm telling you, and there's so many sightings that like they for real had a bounty out on it. So like, yeah, that's just two of the things, that's specifically to Texas. I know we're kind of talking a lot about Texas shit.
Oh yeah, Texas, man. That's where a lot of fucking weird shit happens. So, what's up with these black kids?
Whoa, Jesus
I mean
Christ.
these. Oh God, redact that. Holy shit! What's up with these black-eyed children? What's up with the? Are they supposed to be like? Are they demons or are they like shapeshifters or like what? What the hell's up with that? Like, what are they like?
Well, I don't know exactly where they're from or what they're doing here, but I think they might be involved with the Diddy files, the Diddy case.
Dude, what if the black-eyed peas are a psyop for the kids? You just
The
got to keep
Black Eyed Peas.
yeah.
Bruh, I feel like Nicki Minaj is going to run for president.
Oh, dude, I hate to say it, but honestly, she'd win the popular vote with all these young female voters. Jesus Christ.
I'm just fucking with you. I was just throwing something out there. This seems like a good time to talk about some sponsors, though, dude.
Oh, yeah, whip
Um,
them. Let's hear them.
our sponsors, people who kill pedophiles, definitely one of our sponsors today.
Oh, yeah.
Illegal immigrants who are not rapists or murderers. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that covers it, right? Oh, Greta Thunberg.
Oh, yeah, dude, we love her.
What do you got for us,
Love
Richie? What sponsors?
See, I don't really have a sponsor per se, but I have an event that wants me to give them a shout out. So if anybody here who's listening lives in Georgia and lives in the Cartersville or Atlanta area, come to Sludge Fest.
Oh,
No, it's
what's
coming to Sludge Fest, dude. It's literally not what you think it is. You think you're gonna go there and hear a bunch of crappy metal music, but it's just a bunch of fat dudes seeing who can chug the most sludge, dude.
Oh, I thought you were
And
talking about something
Cheesy
legit.
Charlie wanted me to give that a shout out because that's something he's been working on. But Cheesy Charlie's Sludge Fest. Go check it out. It's coming soon to a Georgia near you.
So, can I tell you about a personal experience I had today?
Let's go.
And it's just more like a self-reflection on my part. So, I have this little miniature lighthouse that's out in the gazebo, and essentially, when I go out there to smoke, sometimes, and I know that people aren't going to believe this, but it's 100% true, and I'm just trying to open up about my feelings and be personal. But there's a small little fairy named Flint Dibble. who I pay him 5 cents to give me a wish because he says he does wishes. And I've been doing it quite often. But the thing is, today I had a realization and I kind of had an experience where I realized I was being used and taken advantage of. So I thought Jules made me realize this. So I thought I was getting free, like a good discount on a wish, dude. So you give me one wish each week. And so basically I give them the 5 cent. I give them the 5 cents, and Flint Dibble, the fairy, would come out of the lighthouse. That's the little miniature lighthouse that's out in the gazebo, and I will pull down my pants, and he would beat off to me until fairy dust came out of his little peepee, and I'd have to take it in the mouth in order to get in order to get the
Get your
fucking
wish.
in order to get my wish. And here's the thing, dude. I didn't put two and two together. That maybe because he always told me it would be a surprise wish. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have any control. So basically, I would make the wish, but it didn't matter what wish I was wishing. It could be anything. So essentially, I just thought it could be like, like when you click random, shuffle on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like shuffle your fucking playlist or something, dude. I thought it was like that. Like maybe it was just one of my wishes that might come true, but nah, dude. I think Jules made me realize that I was just getting taken advantage of by a nasty, greasy little fucking fairy.
Dude, you should have wished for him to make your dibble dribble.
My dibble dribble. No, that's his
Yeah,
name,
dude, for sure. No,
No,
no, you
his
just be
his dibble definitely dribbled, bro.
yeah, into your fucking mouth just to get that wish. The hell was your wish to bring Kobe back?
I actually have a picture of the fairy.
Oh, well, that's cool. Pull up the pic, man. I want to see what this guy looks like. So, did you kick him out of the lighthouse? What the fuck? Who the fuck is that, bro?
That's Flint Dibble.
What is he, a writer?
Dude, he chills out in my fucking lighthouse out in my gazebo.
What's he doing there? What, he get kicked out of his mom's place?
I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna actually stop talking about him, but I don't want to have a defamation lawsuit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, for sure. I actually might get a defamation lawsuit off of that. But yeah, Flint Dibble. He
Dude, he looks pretty chill.
yeah, when he's fucking coming in my mouth, dude.
Hey, dude, you're getting that aura, bro. You're getting that based Ultra Instinct, bro. That's higher than the fucking pill that Keanu Reeves took in that one movie that didn't do really well.
And then all the other movies did not do really well at all.
Oh, dude, the last one, dude, I refuse to watch it. I can't. It just looks like garbage. Neil Patrick Harris is in it. That's just.
I tried watching it, dude, but like you told me, it was literally like so meta. It's retarded, and like you're right, it is meta as fuck. And it's like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, dude, like he's fucking Neil Patrick Harris is his fucking therapist, and he's on like a prescription of the blue pills. It's fucking retarded, honestly. Like it's just like the thing that fucking Hollywood writers need to understand, dude, is that meta was cool like 10, 15 years ago because we'd never really seen anything like that. Like, there would be meta references in TV shows and movies sometimes, but the whole script wasn't just let's be meta like it is today. Like that's how you get shows like Velma.
Oh, dude, Velma, where they don't even have Scooby-Doo.
And they're like, oh, well, dude, we feel like if Scooby-Doo was in it, it would make people think it's a kid's show. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Mindy Kaling? Like,
It's literally
anybody,
called Scooby Doo.
anti shout out to Mindy Kaling for fucking up the Scooby Doo verse.
Yeah, dude. Because honestly, here's the thing: the movies have always sucked with the Scooby Doo TV show or with the Scooby Doo franchise. The movies have always sucked, but the TV shows have always been really good. And
Besides that one that kind of looked like Brickleberry, dude, I didn't really like that one. The one
I
that was
didn't
on
like
Cartoon
that
Network.
one either. I didn't like that one either. But what I'm saying is, there's a reoccurring theme that like they put a lot of good effort into the TV shows, and even some of like like the newer renditions, like they always have guest spots and stuff, and like it's just
Oh my
I
God,
don't know.
Scooby Doo, John Cena.
Yeah, dude. And now they like don't have any of that shit, and Mindy Kaling's just like, look at
Well, dude,
Velma,
see,
she's sexy and like woke.
she's a girl boss. She tells people how it is. Like, she doesn't settle for no bullshit. Yeah. Which, dude, I hate to say it, but characters like Rick from Rick and Morty and like, I love BoJack Horseman, but even that character from that show, dude, it started this whole wave specifically in animation where let's make the main character a cynical, nihilistic asshole who doesn't care about anybody or anything because that's funny. He tells it like it is. Ultra truth bombs, bro. Dope. Psychiatry is bullshit. The focus on science.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, dude.
Well, and I mean, dude, see, I still see meta shit that I do think is kind of funny or interesting, but it's very few and far between, dude, because everything is almost
Dude,
written
I'll
to
tell
this
you
point.
what's wild. Like Rick and Morty, dude. Like I liked the first season of Rick and Morty. Once they started, like I know, like you're a lot heavier into it. I watched enough to watch like where I at least know
You
enough
watched
to
the
feel.
best part of the show, honestly, the best era of the show, because the first 3 seasons, people feel how they want to feel about season 3. But in my opinion, dude, the first 2 the first 2 seasons of Rick and Morty were, in my mind, peak fucking animation. Like, not
No,
even
for
like,
sure.
because,
But what I was
like, it was
talking
just.
about specifically with the meta-ness of Rick and Morty, that was the turnoff for me, dude. Is once they started getting like super meta, and they were just like, oh, multi-dimensions, multiverse, oh, we're meta jokes,
The
blah, blah,
Citadel
blah,
of
blah.
Ricks.
Yeah, it just started to get very like derivative and like like as much as I don't know what that word actually means, it's very fitting for that.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, like I said, dude, it was funny 10, 15 years ago, but like with any television or movie trope concept thing that gets milked, it's just gonna become redundant and stale. Like, that's why people don't watch sitcoms with laugh tracks anymore. They're just not popular. It's seen as a thing from the past. Like I said, the only fucking show that I like with a laugh track is that 70s show, minus that one person. That one person. We all know who we're talking about.
Well, here's the thing that even that dude, that really sucks. I'm just gonna speak out loud about it because everybody's gonna be all quiet about it, and we've even been kind of quiet about it. But like, nah, dude, Hyde was the best part of that show. So fuck Danny Masterson, bro, for fucking
Yeah, thanks for
ruining
making
that.
thanks for portraying such an awesome character and not living up to his standards in real life and being a fucking piece of shit.
Like he literally was like the best moral character on that show, and he was like he had respect for women, he had respect for everybody, and he was like just an dude. He would take the fall for anybody, and what it was
Dude, and he
what
could
he
have
do?
easily gotten pussy, dude. He was a fucking megastar throughout that show's whole run, and he was a good-looking guy. There's no way that he wasn't
And he
getting
was
pussy.
funny,
Yeah.
dude. And like, dude, if he just put on the Hyde routine, he could get pussy for free. You don't have to rape
Oh
people.
yeah, dude. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, dude,
Just put on the
anytime.
glasses and the fucking mutton chops, dude.
Yeah, dude, just get in character and fucking go out to the club, dude. They'll know who you are. Trust me. You're like the
him though,
best
dude.
part of the fucking show. Goddamn.
No, he was. He was. Him and Fez were the best part of the show, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And then,
because they
and then
kind
of
of.
course, fucking Tommy Chong. Tommy Chong was like,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Every
dude.
episode with Tommy Chong, dude, was the shit.
Oh, dude, my favorite episode is where he.
That's
Excuse
the
me.
marijuanas,
He
people. We're doing illegal
he
drugs.
he finds out who Hyde's dad is before Hyde finds him, and Tommy Chong just can't believe that Hyde's black. He's just like, "What, man? No
What,
way!"
man? Yeah. He's like,
I bet
you.
if he was on if he was
Black.
tripping, he would believe.
He's fucking wild, dude. But
No, see,
what?
but again, like I said, dude, it's just meta-ness is a format that is stale now, dude. There's only like okay, I'll tell you, if I'm watching something and I think it's really good, what will ruin it for me is if all of a sudden out of randomness they just whip out a meta reference or a meta joke. It's like, God damn it, dude, you guys were good writers up until that point. Stop. Meta-ness is lazy now, just like how everybody's trying to do multiverses and cinematic universes because everybody's afraid to do something new. They're afraid to let go of these old stale ideas that just, not that they're not good anymore, but it's like, dude, do something different. Do something that I've never seen before. That's why Smiling Friends blew up, dude, because it literally took all the wacky humor that was pretty much based from the internet and like Newgrounds and YouTube and turned it into a TV show. And I will admit it, dude. There will be a time where the Smiling Friends humor will get stale too. Like it's only a matter of time. Like I'm still enjoying it, but there's gonna be that point where it's like, okay, this was funny like a couple years ago, but because dude, humor is very subjective. Your opinion, like, dude, I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched an episode of Family Guy in fucking years. It's just I don't really enjoy
have
it.
both talked about that. We have both talked about that, and my wife has a different opinion. That's fine. People can have a different opinion, but some are wrong. But yeah, dude, dude,
Classic "my wife is wrong" joke.
nah, for sure. But like,
Clinks coffee cups.
we clink. Yeah, we've talked about it, dude. Like, Family Guy was we were raised off of Family Guy. Me and Richie
Oh
were
yeah,
raised
for
off
sure.
of Family Guy and South Park. And that is what that was our fucking bread and butter when we were like, that was our Frosted Flakes. That was our Pop Tarts. We didn't have food growing up. We had cartoons that were
Dude,
for adults.
we had dollar store brand Pop Tarts and Dr. Fizz.
Yeah, dude. And then South Park and Family Guy. So like,
Yeah, see, that's funny
we
though,
got
dude. Those
burnt
were
out
two.
on it. That's how I kind of feel about it. Do you feel like you got burnt out on like Family Guy?
It's the style. It's the style of humor, dude. It's just it's the
I can
type of
agree to
shit.
that too, but like the root of where I died out with it is I watched it too much. You know what I mean? I watched it
Oh
too
yeah,
much.
dude. I was addicted to like literally watching the same episode that I've already seen like 3 times that week just because it's the only thing on TV.
Yeah, because like I'll give you my take just because like I'll give you like you're getting your takes a lot, and I don't want the people to think that I'm a fucking dumbass because I am.
No, dude, I ain't trying. Yeah, I ain't trying to dumb you down, bro.
Nah, I just don't want them to think I'm dumb. I don't want them to know that yet. So here's the thing. So with Family Guy, dude, I get exactly what you're saying, the comedy thing. Their comedy is like I've watched videos on this. The way that South Park writes compared to how Family Guy writes is there's no story with there's no most of the time there's no story with Family Guy, and there's no character arc. There's no beginning to end. This happens because this happens because this happens. What happens a lot of the time with like with South Park is like they'll have a storyline, and then a lot of the times the comedy will be related to the storyline, specifically to those characters, and it will have a personal effect on the story and the outcome and how that unfolds into more comedy instead of like the way that Family Guy does it. And then Family Guy has like, okay, we got the start of a story, something happens. Okay, jump to a
Random
fucking
joke.
random joke. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, like, South Park did get it right. It's like the walruses with the fucking like with the word balls. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude, that was so fucking funny. The first time I ever saw that, dude, I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
It's the right. It's Family Guy. They're creating their newest episode.
Oh yeah, see, and man, the thing is I think it's funny because like I get enjoyment out of watching old school Family Guy. Like for me, up until season 12, that's pretty much about as far as I usually go. Like if I do ever decide to like just throw on a random Family Guy episode that you haven't seen. Like I love the Blue Heart, like the Star Wars movies that they did. Those are fucking
Dude,
awesome.
they did a lot of good shit. I'm not gonna say that they didn't do a lot of good shit. It's the format got old, dude. The
Yeah,
format.
didn't it feel funnier when you were young and you weren't supposed to be watching it? I think part of that, dude,
Also,
that's
it's kind
why.
of like dumb too. Like it's dumb humor, and it's like when you're a kid.
Oh yeah,
Everything's
dude.
fucking funny. Like you don't
Oh
have to
yeah, dude.
understand
Like,
what they're talking about. It's just fucking what was it? The fucking peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly
oh
time.
yeah, peanut butter jelly, ball bad.
Yeah, everybody was
Like, yeah,
obsessed
dude, it
with
was
that
just
for years.
random. Yeah, dude, because we grew up in the fucking scene kid, LOL, I'm random type based humor. Like, all you got your smoshes, you got your fucking Bo Burnhams, you got
You
your
got the Red
really
Link,
early, like, yeah, like, it's
Filthy
just like, dude, it was basically, it wasn't so much a thing to see who could make the most offensive joke, but it was just like this random, like, I remember, dude, when people thought that bacon was funny for some reason. Oh, dude, bacon. Like, what the
Dude,
fuck
I
is so
never
funny
got
about
that, dude. I never got that. I was like, you guys are fucking dumb.
I never did. Yeah, dude, I never did. I never got the bacon meme. I never did get or the Yas
Cheeseburger.
face. Cheeseburger. Oh, cheese. Like, are you referencing that really old SNL skit? Because that's what I think of when you say that cheeseburger, no Coke,
Nah,
Pepsi.
nah. I was thinking of Madagascar, bro. Cheeseburger. You know, with fucking Sacha Baron
Oh
Cohen
yeah,
playing
yeah,
the
dude.
fucking what was his name? King Julian. King Julian.
But King Julian, you can't eat that. You have high cholesterol. Mort, shut the hell up and give me my cheeseburger.
Bro, fucking Mort was a psychopath, dude. And I watched the 3 hour long documentary. I think it's actually 4 hours long
They
documentary
did a
about how.
it was a character analysis of Mort.
No, they did because he's a psychopath, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. I wouldn't trust that thing in my house while I slept.
Well, you know he's part spider. He's part spider. He's part. Oh, what the fuck is? I gotta think about that. No, he's part spider, part starfish. Yeah, he's part of a lot of stuff, dude.
No, but yeah, dude, like I said, man, there is still good stuff. Like I don't like having the general consensus that people do now about Hollywood. Everything that comes from Hollywood is trash. It's all pandering, woke garbage, blah blah blah, gay stuff. Like it's like dude, there's plenty of good shit being made, but it's not what's being advertised. It's not what you're seeing commercials for on your TV or on your phone. Like to find good shit, dude, honestly sounds like it may sound stupid, but ask your friends, ask people you know, just like ask people you know what they're watching. Cause you always got to give something a chance. Like I don't fall into the category of hate watching. Like if I can tell something is going to be trash from looking at the trailer, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to watch that. It obviously looks
Well,
bad.
dude, I
Like,
have a fucking I have a bad habit of just like doing this where I want to watch something, but I don't watch it because everybody's talking good about it. So like, here's the thing.
and it scares you, doesn't it? Because you don't want it to be like, oh, dude, everybody's putting this up on a pedestal, but you may think it's mid.
Yeah, and so like here's the thing, it's not even that. It's just like I want to watch shit on my own accord. And like a lot of what everybody else thinks is like, yeah, mid. That's kind of what I was, yeah, you're right. But like I don't know. So like whenever I started watching Righteous Gemstones, have you seen that?
No, I haven't, but you've referenced it to me before. I want to see it.
You gotta start watching it. It's actually really, really freaking good. It's on Hulu. Recommend it for a lot of people. I did not want to fucking watch it for the longest time because everybody was talking about it. It's just the hype around the shit. I see it everywhere and stuff. I knew it was gonna be good. I knew it was gonna be good. It's fucking Danny McBride writing it. Like, how can it not be good? But like, I, I don't know. I guess I just was like being a hater.
Well,
So
dude,
I
hype kills art. It really does if you think about it.
Well,
Like, I
dude, I
mean, dude,
didn't
don't
watch
you?
the fucking Marvel movies for so long, dude. Like, I eventually sat down and I was like, dude, you have to watch all of them. I know you still haven't watched all of them, but I told you, like, after I finished them, I was like, dude, you gotta watch all of them. Because, like, after you, I just heard so much hype over it, and everybody was talking how good they are, and I was like, yeah,
Oh my
right.
God,
That's
bro! The
good.
Avengers are finally on the big screen.
Yeah, I thought it was really lame, dude, and especially the end game hype that like everybody was on that shit. But like, I'll be honest, dude. Whenever I actually got down the rabbit hole, here's the thing: I did the wrong thing. Most people don't need to do this. It's unnecessary. You can just watch the Avengers movies how they are. But I went and watched every single side movie up until like the newest. I guess not the newest, but like fucking the about 3 years ago, like around like in games, around No Way Home, that time. That's whenever I
Yeah.
stopped catching up on all the side movies. But I caught up on Iron Man, all the Iron Man, Thor, all the Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched all the Spider Mans, and so I caught everything. I caught myself up on everything. And so then I watched the Avengers and I did it all in a specific way. I followed a specific timeline. And once you do that, dude, everything just aligns perfectly. And it was such a beautiful fucking story, dude. And I honestly did cry, dude, whenever fucking Tony Stark died, bro. Or
Oh
whenever
yeah,
Spider
dude.
Man
See,
died.
that's yeah, dude. That's why I still haven't watched Endgame. It has nothing to do with hype. It's the fact that that movie was ruined for me by from memes.
Well,
Memes ruined that movie for me.
Well, it was ruined for me too because I already knew what happened. But dude, I'm telling you, like as a cinematic masterpiece, everybody she needs to take the. Dude, I'm not gonna hype them up for no reason. I'm telling
No,
you,
no,
the
dude. So like Endgame is sourced on like the comics, right? That was like a big event that happened in the comics back in the day, right?
yeah, but don't ask me because I'm not the comic book expert. But I
Oh
do
God, I'm
understand
not either.
I do understand that they are pretty comic book accurate, but for the most part, dude, like I just understand. I respect them as cinematic masterpieces, and the way that they did them, the storyline, the character arcs, everything was beautifully, beautifully, beautifully done. And then everything after Endgame has been a money grab. It's been a cash
Dude, it's
grab.
just been a bunch of mush. And honestly, dude, I don't like pushing the everything is woke, but dude, God, a lot of those shows are very liberal centric, dude. Like there's just like I'm sorry, but I'm
No, they've
watching a
definitely
show
gone
about the
downhill, bro. They've
yeah, it's
gone
like, dude,
downhill.
like I'm watching a show about I don't know if they do this, so don't take what I'm saying with anything. Like I could be wrong, but you're just sitting there watching Loki, and then all of a sudden they start having a talk about fucking LGBTQ people. For what reason? Oh yeah, it's Disney, so they have to pander.
Maybe not Loki, but more like the She-Hulk. Fucking,
Oh
that.
yeah, dude, that shit. Oh my god, dude. Okay. I can
That's
admit to
something I'm
hate
never gonna
watching.
fucking watching that. Did you watch that?
I watched 20 minutes of the first episode, dude, and I legitimately wanted to autoerotic in the walk-in freezer.
Autoerotic in the walk-in freezer.
Yeah, and not like in this like
Autoerotic at
satisfaction.
the
Like
freezer.
I was more hoping the lights would go out.
Shout out
But
to Reese.
Oh yeah, dude. That song's
Shouts
great.
out
That's
to
like
Lee.
but yeah, dude, like see, I I was there for the beginning. I watched the Iron Man movie, I watched the Hulk movie. I did see Avengers and Age of Ultron, but that's kind of where I stopped, dude. Like and the thing is I just dude, I don't like the way that people talk in Marvel movies, dude. Like it just they call it Josh Whedon witty dialogue syndrome that all these writers do, but it's like I'm sorry, dude, but some of these stories that they're telling with these characters are super serious, and I feel like they're too overly comedic. It's like, dude, y'all are about to die. Why the fuck are y'all just like fucking making random meta jokes to each other right now? That makes no sense. Like, it's just not everything has to be funny. Like, dude, that's why,
Well,
like,
there's a
not.
style that they have. Like you were spot on, but like there's a style of like writing with those movies that kind of I don't know, dude. You gotta stop being a hater for 5 minutes and jump on the bandwagon. If I send you a link of movies to watch in order, will you watch them on 123 Movies, which is a totally verified and legal site to watch free movies?
Oh yeah, dude, they're run by your local FBI guy.
Yeah, bro. Fucking Cash Patel is definitely on there beating his meat to fucking Flint Dibbles
Oh,
and his
dude, you can find the Cash Patel sex tape on there, bro. I want to watch it. I
Flint
want to see how.
Dibbles fucking dust is gonna be all over Cash Patel's face in the
Oh
video.
yeah, dude, he's just gonna be bathing in fairy dust, dude. Look at my tub full of fairy dust, guys. I'm about to go on Joe Rogan's podcast to get and infect him.
Yeah.
No, dude, but like I said, I'm not a hater. Like I do like the Marvel movies. I like superhero movies in
But if I
general.
send you
It's
like a
just
list of if I send you the list of Marvel movies, will you watch them and give
I
me your
mean, yeah.
honest professional review? And we'll give her and we'll have a whole episode where you break down where because I actually like your breakdowns. We'll break down the Marvel universe next week if you want.
Oh yeah, dude. I think it's just I'm such a nerd about certain shit like that, dude, that I'm just able to it's I guess it's just easier for me to talk about cuz it's shit that like I'm just really interested in. Like hell, dude, if we were to do a whole podcast about fucking cartoons, dude, you'd want to get off the podcast cuz I would never shut up.
Nah, for sure. Dude, actually, if we ever do something like that, like I want to try and see if I can get somebody who's like an actual like somebody that works in the cartoon industry or somebody that works in animation. I'd like to see if we can get somebody like that on.
Oh yeah, dude, because it's been kind of a dream of mine to talk to those people and ask them questions about like dude, people don't understand like really the large scale difference of and anything that's animated. I'm not just talking cartoons or anime, like anything that's animated that you watch on TV, movies, YouTube, there is so much time and effort put into the smallest details of the thing you're watching that you would never think of. Like, dude, compared to filming, the reason why a lot of cartoons don't get greenlit, dude, is it's cheaper for studios to make live action shit. And for a long time, dude, like, God, do you remember America, like when we were kids, dude, and America's obsession with let's make everything a reality show. We don't have any money. Just make everything a reality show so we don't like have to pay them anything and we can just rake in views.
Yeah.
God, my cowboy cowboy farmer husband ain't gay.
Or let's have a Christian freaking dwarf mingle sites. You know what I mean? On the TLC
Oh yeah.
channel.
Oh yeah, or literally, I remember, dude. I think it was you that was telling me about the Australian Down syndrome dating show.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching that. That's pretty.
Dude,
That's pretty nice.
90 Day Fiance.
Bro, they'll be like, I like shrimp on the barbie, eh? You like a shrimp on the barbie, eh? Eh?
You want to go trip on a barbie with me?
Bro, those guys are dangerous. They are dangerous. They got fucking knives and grilled cheeses, and they're out there with with shocks, with shocks, with shocks.
Dude, just
And I'm
just
not making
imagine.
fun of them right now. I'm not making fun of them. That is how they sound, and they're legit like works of art, bro. I would not fuck with any of them. They are badass motherfuckers out
No,
there.
dude,
Those
just
people in
imagine. Dude, just imagine the first Down syndrome terrorist is just gonna be like a fucking chef at a school, and he's just gonna poison all the grilled cheeses with arsenic.
He did like everybody dies. Everybody gets grilled cheese.
Everybody gets grilled cheese to be just like me.
Dude, I
God, dude,
honestly hope that my children have Down syndrome. I'm telling you, I'm not making fun of them. I want the best for everybody. I drink gallons of chocolate milk, or I used to. It used to be a habit. Let me tell you about a personal story of mine. I used to pee in Lego blocks. It's something I've talked about here on the previously on the podcast.
Oh, these are some
Um,
of my favorite stories.
this one time I actually I took a shit.
Word. I took a shit in my front yard one time because I figured it was okay because the dog did it. Remember, dude, literally, like, I'm literally out in the front yard just fucking dropping a fucking deuce in the middle of, like, rush hour traffic in front of where our house was. And my dad fucking yanked me up by my fucking shirt collar and dragged me inside. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "The dog does it every day." That was literally my excuse, was the dog did it every day.
That's pretty wild, dude. Yeah, I used to like I used to go and like crawl on all fours and like try to pretend that I was like a dog when I was little. And then like one time I remember I was like drinking out of a dog bowl, and then like my grandpa, my grampy, he flicked a cigarette at me. It was a lit cigarette, and he kicked me in my stomach, and he said, "You act like a dog, I'm gonna treat you like a dog, boy."
Damn, bro, I didn't know you were into puppy play at such a young age.
Well, dude, it was. I can't say that. I was about to say I might have been involved in the Epstein files, but it's not like Cash Patel's looking into that shit.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. That's like I came with Apple one time.
Yeah, me and Bill Gates, we jacked each other off on fucking Epstein's Island. What are you gonna do about it, Cash Patel?
Yeah, dude, Cash, look, man, what are we going to do about this? I have some serious emotional damage from having to listen to Stephen Hawking laugh at midgets in robotic talk, giving him a math problem to do.
Bro, fucking Flint
still
Dibble was
can, dude.
chiseling in my ear, so I don't know, dude. I don't know Flint Dibble.
I'm sorry, dude, but that's one thing I will never forget about this whole Epstein thing is the fact that Stephen Hawking his favorite thing to apparently jack off to was watching midgets try to solve his complex math equations.
Was that legit?
And they had to be no, yeah, dude, and they had to be like he preferred little people. He thought it was funny. He thought they were funny. So, dude, just imagine this fucking one of the smartest men in the universe fucking talking with a computer. "Hello, Jeffrey. Could you get the midgets in here? I have developed a new equation." Like, dude, and he just gets
he's like, bring the little black one and watch him. He likes this equation about the watermelon. I am also a racist.
Dude, I just can't. Dude, I just can't imagine fucking some dude like getting a blowjob while watching midgets do math. Like, I can't. I'm sorry, dude, but goddamn, man, he
Well, I
must have.
didn't
He
know
must.
his dick worked still, dude, because like everything I had heard, his wife left him, and it's like, dude, if his dick worked, then why you complaining, bro? Like, fucking wipe his ass, fucking, lick his lips, when they're
Yeah, dude,
dry.
you've literally got like you've got a non-moving human fleshlight right, or human dildo right in front of you. Take advantage of that shit, girl.
And he's
Boss
on
girl
wheels,
shit.
bro. He can take you anywhere, bro.
Yeah, dude, if you just get like one of those little foot stands and you get him a little motor to put on that thing, dude, he can drive you, go take y'all out to Dorsia.
Well, also he's like the world's smartest man. He had like the knowledge of the cosmonauts and shit. Like he was given so much fucking dick to all the fucking scientists out there. I'm sure it was happening.
Now, just imagine, I will, I will substantiate your research paper for the sloppy toppy.
So sloppy, toppy.
No, see, what I want to know is if when he came, did he make like some type of verbal noise even though he couldn't talk, or did he just go to the computer? I'm about to come.
Bro, he probably was like he was probably just making like noises like 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 turtles, like tortoises whenever they fuck.
Yeah.
Hold on. I actually have the perfect on.
Well, Liam, from that video that we started the podcast with, you think you'll be tuning into the 2025 Double XL games?
Hold on, we actually have something we gotta watch real quick. This is
Ooh,
what
okay.
he sounds like. This is what Stephen Hawking sounds like when he's fucking getting head.
Nice, get into it now.
What the fuck, dude?
Hold on. This is a better one. This is a better one. This
I
is a
didn't know
better one.
turtles like doggy style.
You got questions, we've got answers.
Here for sulcata tortoises.
Shut up, dude. I want to hear them bang.
Yeah, man, we want to see the
This is
turtle
Facts
porn.
101. Turtle tip of the week. This is normal.
Let them bang, bro. I don't want to hear them. Oh, I do want to hear them. Let's see. Let's hear it.
Dude, is that the guy from Top
Oh,
Gear?
That's what he sounds like. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the volume all the way up. This is live footage of Stephen Hawking.
Dude, that guy fucking, dude, he's busting, bro. He bussin'.
Dude, you think that Epstein was like you think Epstein was like involved with Flint Dibble as well? You think he was probably like getting that fairy dust all up on him?
Dude, that could be a possible connection that nobody's really looking into, man.
I think I might need to go talk to Flint Dibble tomorrow and be like, hey dude, I know I got a free wish. Or I didn't get a free wish. I paid for it. But hey dude, what if I paid double and I get another wish? And the wish is you tell me everything you know about Epstein. And yeah,
No, dude, he
he's gonna
goes
have to
into the
come in my
light.
mouth. He's gonna have to come in my mouth again, but
No, dude, he's just gonna be like, okay, hold on. He's gonna walk into the lighthouse and kill himself.
he's gonna go in there and like you're just gonna hear a gunshot.
Yeah, like a little pop noise, like from one of those fucking firework guns.
Yeah, just one little pop. Jesus Christ. That's funny.
Dude, I wonder what Jason Bourne would have to say about all this, bro.
Dude, I can't speak on Jason Bourne. The only experience I have about Jason Bourne is the live action experience that they have at Universal, which was sick.
Is it cool, dude? Is it?
No, it's cool because here's the thing: the way that they did it, they honestly, it's the newest type of technology that they have with this Jason Bourne thing there. Um, I've heard everybody say that it's the best experience at Universal. And I'd probably even say it's the best experience there compared to the new Epic Universe. Because here's what it is: it's a CGI or it's a screen, but it's highly it's like a highly high resolution. It's super clear. You can't even tell, and the way that they filmed it, or the way that they did the CGI or whatever, you can't tell that the screen is a screen. So the
Yeah.
thing is, basically, it's a giant screen on a giant stage. And when you first walk in there, it just looks like a lit up wall with a like a it looks like a lit up stone wall. Like I
Huh.
didn't even know it was a fucking screen until I got in there. And then what happens is they start off with him in the like he's in the Middle East and he's fighting and like he's doing shit to make money and like they're explaining who he is and shit and he's in like he's undercover. But then what they did was they had him jump on top of they had stuff coming out of the ground out of the stage and then they had stuff coming from the side of the stage and like basically it was like the buildings were like on the screen but they were also on pieces of like items on the stage that were floating that made it look 3D that you couldn't tell. So it made it where like he would be CGI on the screen like one place and he would show up somewhere else like in real life on the stage and you couldn't tell the difference. You couldn't tell who was real people and who were fake people. And that was what was wild throughout the whole entire thing. They used real gunshots. Yeah, so that's my only experience with the fucking Bourne thing. But I feel like they could take that and do a Spider-Man thing because there's one point where he's swinging from like this hook, from this like crane hook, and it's wild. He like swings out from the audience and like goes into the CGI thing, and it's like wild, and you feel the heat from like the the factory exhaust. It's pretty wild, dude. But they could do that with Spider-Man, and it could be amazing.
Dude, that would be sick.
Yeah, you honestly
Cause like,
you can look up YouTube videos after this and see where people have recorded it. It's honestly amazing, and you'll watch it and you'll be like, okay, I can't tell what's fake and what's real in this video.
see, dude, the thing that I've found, I don't know if you have this problem too, but as I've gotten older, bro, I will say, oh hey, I like this movie or I like this show, but I'm never afraid anymore to point out like, oh, there's some parts of it that are kind of dated, or there's just a little bit of bad dialogue in this scene, or something this, something that, because the Bourne movies, dude, they're fucking great, dude. Like literally, like it's the type of shit, at least for me, the whole mystery aspect of just him trying to figure out who exactly he is, like kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time because I've only seen the first 3 movies. There's another one with Jeremy Renner that people said is horrible. And then there's just a movie called Jason Bourne where Matt Damon comes back to reprise his role as Matt Damon. But
That's
like
not Diamond.
the thing I will say, dude, is it's very, especially the first movie, dude, it just has some really shoddy dialogue. Like there's this scene where they're in the car running from the cops because they're after him, and he's driving down this long set of stairs, which it's a really cool like fucking stunt shot. Like whoever was the stunt driver for that shit looked cool as fuck.
Probably
But
Matt
he
Damon.
he looks over to the chick and he goes, "Hey," or she goes, "Okay." He goes, "Okay." She goes, "What?" "Speed bump." It's just like it's kind of like it kind of seemed like it was supposed to be comedic in nature. Like, haha, guess what? Speed bump. Bam, hits the speed bump. But like it was just really like, dude, I don't know if you've ever been watching a movie and you just hear a line of dialogue that just confuses you. It's like, why is that in there? Like the scene was perfectly fine without that. Or like sometimes you can have a really good scene where the camera angle is really fucked up for some reason and it's just like, oh, that kind of ruins that.
Nah, I get it. Some people just fucking they ruin shots or they ruin scenes with like shitty decisions. Yeah.
Well, dude, because that's one thing, man. If I was ever a writer for a movie or a TV show, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I would try my damnedest to stay away from anything comedic. Like, I wouldn't mind like writing something funny. Like, I like to write shit that's funny in nature. But like, if I were ever going to do something like that, dude, I would want it to be like, I wouldn't say 100% completely serious. Like, you can throw jokes in a movie, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, if you're in like this intense action chase scene where the cops or whoever is chasing you, gunshots are flying, police sirens are whirring, why is there sometimes a comedic line of dialogue in movies? That's why I may piss off a lot of people with this one, but I'm not a fan of Fast and Furious. I don't like any of those movies. And yes, I've seen all of them because almost everybody I know likes at least one of those movies. And to me, they're just, oh, yeah, dude, look at this sick ass car. Look how
Well,
fast it goes.
I like the second one and the third one just for nostalgic reasons, but like all the other ones are pretty shit in my book, and like really all of them are shit in my book. But like I like 2 and 3 for nostalgic reasons.
I think it's funny that in the last one, dude, they got Jason Momoa to like get fat. So he just kind of like, dude, I swear there were so many pictures of him going around like when he was like just in random clothing after shoots for that movie where everybody was like, yo, why does Jason Momoa look like Sam Hyde? Like, dude, that shit. And when Sam started getting memes sent to him about it, he's like, he literally like just pulled this whole skit of like acting like he had no idea who Jason Momoa was. He's like, "You talking about some guy's lawnmower?"
That's funny.
I don't know, dude. What are your thoughts, man? Like about like, you know, what I was asking. Do you find yourself doing that? Like you go back and watch something that you really, really used to like to watch, and you're just sitting there having a good time, and then you're just like, oh, that was kind of shitty. I don't remember that.
Dude, a lot of shit recently, honestly. Fucking I'm trying to think something right off the top of my head, but yeah, there's been a lot recently that I've watched, and I've just been like, this is disappointing. I
One.
think we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna go ahead and cut it here, Richie.
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't realize we'd been going for so long. Hell.
No, you're good, dude. It's been an hour and 38 minutes. So I think it's pretty safe to say that we're gonna start doing our podcasts regularly every Friday, at least every Friday, at 7:30 or 7 from 7:30 to 8 o'clock every Friday. And then we're gonna have bonus episodes from time to time on Saturday and Sunday. So just keep an eye out for if we are in the mood to doing that. But we will have a new episode every Friday.
No, yeah, dude. I think that's good because I don't work that day, and I mean, even though you work, like you know, we'll still have time to do it. At least you know if you're not too tired.
No, for sure, dude. So yep, that's been this episode. So I guess I'll close this out with the theme song, right?
Yeah, dude. Let's do the theme song.
Talking special. Talking special. We're talking special.
Special. Every night, every day. Talking special.
We're talking special.
Ooh.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.